Thank you. Earlier this afternoon, the city was notified by the Nassau County Department of Health that a boil water notice would be in effect for Long Beach. We were notified that during routine water testing at our sampling station near the intersection of Grand Boulevard and Westchester Street, a water sample tested positive for coliforms. That is not E. coli bacteria, but rather one indication of the presence of E. coli. As a result, additional samples were taken at two private residences, one on Grand Boulevard and one on Westchester Street. The residence on Grand Boulevard tested positive for E. coli, while the other residence on Westchester Street tested negative but did test positive for coliforms. At this time, the city has not received any information suggesting any threat beyond the immediate vicinity of Grand and Westchester. The city is working with the Nassau County Department of Health to ascertain whether any further contamination exists, but in the meantime, we urge all residents to take precautions and to follow the guidelines issued by the Nassau County Department of Health. I'm now going to turn it over to by Long Beach City Council President Anthony Aramo.
Thank you. I just want to thank the Department of Health, the state, and Nassau County for being here and making sure our residents' most precious resource, our drinking water, is safe for everyone to drink. In terms of boiling water, make sure you boil your water for 1 minute and then let the water cool, and it's perfectly safe to use for brushing your teeth and for food preparation, and then of course use bottled water. I would ask the residents to also please download the Long Beach Response app, where we have up-to-the-minute information on what actually is occurring with our water source. You could also get your information from Facebook, our website, and also we've done a robocall to the city. So again, I just want to thank everyone that's been cooperating to make sure our residents have a clean water source, and I'd just like to introduce our Council Vice President, Humi Diamond.
Thank you. I just want to thank our acting city manager, our police commissioner, our DPW commissioner, as well as our assistant commissioners, all who in a coordinated effort quickly, upon us being informed of a potential issue earlier this morning, quickly notified the public and got the information out. I want to encourage residents to stay calm and stay informed. It's important that we describe and disseminate the appropriate information, and I encourage you to download the app, as President Aramo said. Stay informed on the Facebook page as well as the department's pages as well, so that you're aware of the information, and let's try and get through this together as a community. Thank you again. You want to speak?
All right, if anybody has any questions, we have our Deputy Commissioner of Public Works, Joe Fabrizio, here, available to answer any questions.
If you boil the water, how long do you have to boil it?
1 minute.
1 minute.
Are you worried about running out of water?
I just wanted to give you a little background of what we're doing also to alleviate this issue. Basically, what we're doing right now is we're flushing all of our hydrants in the immediate vicinity, starting at our water plant and going all the way to the location, which is Grand and Chester. We also increased the amount of chlorine at the plant to 2 parts per million. That's permitted by the Nassau County Health Department. So the thought being that when we're doing the flushing, it'll be drawing that chlorine towards that area where we have the E. coli bad sample. What we're going to do now also is we have to do 10 samples that are going to be submitted to Pace Analytical around 5 o'clock tonight. And then we will get those samples within approximately 18 hours. And then tomorrow in the morning, they'll do another 10 to 12 samples in the system. We'll get those samples on Sunday. So the bottom line is it's potentially a 3-day issue. Hopefully at the end of that 3rd day, we get good results, and then we can drink the water.
They should dump their ice. I'm sorry. I would just say the question was about ice. You should dump all the ice that you have at the current time, and then wait for the water for the go-ahead to remake new ice. It's also advisable that you put your ice trays into the dishwasher once the water is safe.
Hi. all the restaurants have been notified of the situation. They received an email from the city. In addition, they received hard copies of the Department of Health notification as well as a separate city-issued notification that was mandated by the Department of Health. And we are watching very carefully and monitoring the situation in terms of compliance.
Bag dice. They use bag dice.
And we are starting to hear from our merchants. They are making arrangements to have water brought in. They're using bag dice and the like.
Is this about Nassau County or how is it? My daughter lives in the North Shore. Is it affected also there?
Just like
At this time, it affects the city of Long Beach only.
But they're quiet. City Hall is quiet. They don't know anything. Which hotel was going on here? They didn't get any message. It's not secure.
Understood.
Can we talk about this more, there's 3 spots where the water will be distributed, right now?
Correct. Long Beach Catholic School down west and East School. And those shipments are expected to arrive any moment now.
Is there additional shipments coming to Kennedy Plaza?
We are working on those arrangements as we speak. And we should have an update probably within the next hour or so.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Okay.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you.